and then I have money in the bank, and my heart's like, yes, buy a new car. These gearboxes just shift. Nice. What do I got here? Top hits of 1987. Yes. Hey, what's up, people? So, I did it. I finally got my white Porsche 944 with the early dash and the white Fuchs wheels. It's kind of a weird combination. You find occasionally ones that had the white Fuchs wheels that were white are the later dashes, but pretty rare on the early ones. And I really want to thank a lot of you out there who helped me track one down. This car here is actually one of the two that I talked about when I was trying to buy one, and then I passed one up and went after the other one with less miles. I called this gentleman back, and nice guy, looked after it, loved the car, but he's got a number of kids and he just wasn't driving it. So I was really honored that he let it move on to me, because this genuinely is the 944 I always wanted. Yes. So I thought we'd just talk a little bit about it. The 944 is kind of my recollection as to why I ended up liking them. Sort of what I've learned from having the red one, fixing it up, and selling it, and then realizing, wait a minute, that was a way better car than even I was giving it credit for. And so I just go from there. But anyway, you guys, for everybody watching Casey's 80s Garage, of course, you saw my red 944 is an early dash car, about 100,000 miles. I fixed that up. It since went on to a really cool new owner. And then I did the MR2, which was fun. That was the first generation MR2. It was black, it was cool. Also went on to a really neat new owner. I didn't really get to enjoy driving that around too much because it was a project and then went away. For you guys out there that are like, Casey, you have to keep some of your cars. I don't actually have like a warehouse somewhere that I can just keep a massive amount of cars, nor do I have the income to support that. So they have to move on. And with the channel, I really like building them and going from there. And sometimes there comes a point when it's like, I should sell some cars. I feel better about my life if I had a little bit more money in the bank. And then I have money in the bank and my heart's like, yes, buy a new car. And that's what happens. But anyway, you guys, so Casey's 80s Garage thing has to come back. And recently I sold my 928 to a friend. So coming up next week, I'll have a couple videos on that. The car is spectacular, and I think that person's gonna have a lot of fun too. But I got one, yes! So a few things about this one, let's go over it. This car's actually got just under 150,000 miles. And truth be told, I think that's the most miles I've ever had on a car. I had a bunch of cars like over 100,000, but never that many. And, you know, I mean, that's a lot of miles. A car can get beat up in that time. But this car was looked after really nicely. Generally, it's all the original paint. The interior is pretty much all original. And the seats are starting to split a little bit, but I got leftover Porsche fabric. Yes. And it shows well. The dashboard's got the dumb cover on it, which totally will come off, and then they try to glue it on. So I have a feeling in a future episode, we're gonna be taking the dash out and we're gonna be recovering it or doing something to make it look nice. And I think that'll be a good one for y'all, because cracked dashboards on a 944 is as common as a blue sky. So beyond that, the gauges are all working. It recently got recharged with Super 80s R12 refrigerant. What? That's been sitting around. Fortunately, it doesn't leak, so we don't deplete the ozone, but it does cool very nicely. Makes for a great daily. The other thing that I adore about 944s and manual transmission 928s, these gearboxes just shift nice. They really feel good. Like, I'll be honest, my Viper, the Aston Martin, do not feel this good. So, real big bonus is just how it feels. Also, all that clunking around is a bunch of cassette tapes a fan, who I really appreciate, sent me to. And I finally have a tape deck that works. What do I got here? Top hits of 1987. Yes! So I was listening to that yesterday and I forgot. This is really dorky. So you guys know how either smell, sounds, or songs are the things that bring back memories the fastest? Well, you can listen to a song that has memory to you from when you were younger or something you did. It brings back memories, right? You kind of feel that way. But the funny thing is, when I was actually a kid and listened to all those songs in the 80s, like, the stereo system my parents had were crappy, and the tape players were probably also crappy, and we had badly receiving radio. So now that I have this 80s card, which is nice, But it's got a Blaupunkt tape deck that still works, and it's the fancy kind. So if you fast forward it, it'll stop when it gets to the next song track. Yes. This is so ridiculous. So anyway, it plays great. And I can't play it because it's copyrighted in YouTube. I don't know what to tell you. So I started playing it, and the memories came back because like the subtle clicking of the cassette tape going in and the funny sounds they make and like all those little tiny details of texture that a cassette plate puts in the song brought those memories back way harder. So I was straight vibing in the 80s yesterday with my wife, and then she and I were joking around. I took a video of her with like just hardcore, like Jefferson Starship and like the Miami Vice soundtrack, and there's like blaring saxophone, you know, like hardcore 80s. So I took a video of that and sent it to our friends who were very theatrical, and they were teenagers in the 80s, and so they think it's hilarious. And my wife, we had the window down, and the sun was setting. We're going past this car dealership, a giant American flag, and it was playing super 80s music, and her hair is just like blowing in the wind, like a wind machine. So we took a short video clip of that. It was great fun. So I'm saying nothing intelligent about this 944. I don't care. You guys are watching and apparently like this. I'm having fun and I'm going home. And that's awesome, because this car I'm excited about owning. I'm excited about having, because I can just keep it. And there's something so wonderful to be said about owning something that you don't have to worry about what it's worth. Like the people that have classic cars and such that are like, can't drive it because we can't put any miles on it, they can't really afford the car. And that's no fun for anybody, including themselves. So like my Viper I drive the heck out of. And this I'm gonna drive the heck out of. It's already got a lot of miles. It's already been around the world a zillion times, so to speak. And if the motor eventually blows up, I'll build a new one or put something else in it. And this is a car that I can own forever and just enjoy like I did the Viper and make the memories. And it's gonna be really fun. On that note, I wanna say, because I had no idea how many 944 fans and like new owners and like seasoned owners there were out there watching. So I'm gonna tell you guys, apparently there was a 944 fest that was gonna happen in September, I guess around Ohio or something like that. So I think, I was joking around, we should start a 944 squad. So you guys, if you are a fan of this channel and watch and comment, and you have recently bought a 944 because of it, or found it because you bought one, or you've had one, let's start a 944 squad. Like, this could be fun. I think if you guys are down, we should plan this out, and if there's anybody still getting together around 944 Fest, we should just meet somewhere in Northwest Ohio, have some fun, go for a drive, you check out Gina's Garage, and we'll just straight roll in a 944 squad. It'll be cool, and maybe you guys can come up with a good name for it or something. But I think that'll be fun, so I hope you guys are excited. Casey's 80s Garage is coming back with 928 videos next week, and a lot of new ones of this white on white Fuchs 944. Gonna be fixing it up. I'm most likely gonna do Porsche fabric, because the Porsche is starting to rip. And this fabric's cool, but it's not as cool as Porsche. And I just feel like being over the top and extra like I normally am. And we're gonna fix it up, and it's gonna be awesome. And we're just gonna keep rolling with the 80s, you guys. So I think I'll do some driving tips videos next week as well. But also gonna do a video on, if you're gonna buy a 944 or 924, what to look out for, what are common things, what to see, and how do you know if you're getting a car that's a good value, and what you can look over, what's in your face and gonna be a pain in the butt. So I think that'll be worthwhile. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are kind of pumped about the 944 thing coming back. And right now I gotta go because I want to listen to some copyrighted 80s music. Let's go. Oh, this song is dull. I'll find a new one with my fancy fast forward. Yes, go. See you guys next time.